Carlee Russell. I've got her mugshot. Take a look. You're not going to believe this. It's a mugshot. She looks great. She looks rested. She looks happy. This is the woman who disappeared for 48 hours, came back home, said she had been abducted by a white guy with orange hair.
Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Cardi's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse.
Just the only thing that I could think of to do was pray. I mean, what else is there to do? I know that there's a lot of people out there searching for her, and I feel like this is the first place that we needed to do is just come before the Lord and just, prayer is what I can do.
On Thursday, July 13th, 2023, a 26-year-old nursing student, Carlee Russell, made national news headlines after she mysteriously disappeared. Her parents were frantic with worry and begged for any information about her whereabouts. Her neighbors organized prayer vigils for her safe return as the police searched everywhere for her. But then, 2 days later, she reappeared out of nowhere with a wild story that left more questions than answers. Where had she been all that time? Was she really abducted? How did she manage to make her way back home without a single scratch on her body? Let's explore the details of the case. Carlee Russell was born in Birmingham, Alabama on June 22, 1997, to parents Carlos Russell and Talitha Robinson Russell. She grew up in a middle-class family with her brother, Kamari Johnson. Carlee attended Spain Park High School in Hoover, Alabama, where she was a cheerleader and a member of the National Honor Society. After her graduation in 2015, she proceeded to Auburn University in Montgomery, Alabama, where she majored in nursing. While in the university, Carlee joined the Alpha Delta Pi sorority, and she was popular among her peers and professors. She was known for her outgoing personality and sense of humor. She graduated in 2021 with a degree in nursing and started working at the Woodhouse Day Spa in the Summit, a shopping center in Birmingham, Alabama. Carlee seemed to have a pretty normal life until July 13th, 2023, when her life took an unexpected new twist after she was reportedly kidnapped on her way back from work that Thursday night. Carlee was said to have left work at around 8:20 p.m. that day. She stopped to grab some food for herself and her mother at Taziki's in the nearby Colonnade Mall and then proceeded south onto Interstate 459. Then, around 10 p.m., she called 911 claiming to have seen a toddler walking along the interstate alone.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459 and there is a kid just walking by themselves.
Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you?
I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Med, like to get off by the Hoover Med.
Okay, so you're before that exit?
Yes.
Okay. And was the child on the left or right side?
Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4.
Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them?
Yes.
Okay, are you with the child right now?
No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
After she dropped the 911 call, Carlee proceeded to call her brother's girlfriend and told her that she was pulling over to help a toddler she had seen alone on the highway. The brother's girlfriend would later say that while they were talking on the phone, Carlee suddenly screamed and the line went dead.
And had spotted the little girl or boy that she said appeared to be 3 or 4 years old.
Would it have been out of character for her to stop for a child like that?
No, she's known to be
She has the
helpful,
biggest heart.
and she has a big heart. And she does know not to stop for anyone, even a child on the side of the road, but she did call 911, and I think she kind of let her guard down, thinking that they were so close. And when she got out the car, she did tell my daughter-in-law, I can't just leave this little child on the side of the road.
When the police arrived at the scene 5 minutes later, there was no sign of Carlee or the toddler. Video footage from a traffic camera on the night of the incident showed Carlee's car driving slowly on the road with her hazard lights on. The car continued to move slowly until it came to a stop by the roadside when Carlee ran into the tree line that borders southbound Interstate 459.
Our producers were watching it all day long, watching it slow, speeding up.
This mystery has stumped millions of people.
However, it was reported that the police police found her car door open and her engine was still running when they arrived. They found her phone on the ground along with her wig and her hat. Her purse was still in the car. Her Apple Watch and AirPods were also found in her purse. The food she had purchased earlier was still in the car.
Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Cardi's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car.
Members of the public were shocked and outraged by the supposed abduction of a young woman who was just trying to help a child. Some speculated that it must have been a well-thought-out plan to use the child as bait in order to attract unsuspecting road users. But others thought the toddler might have existed only in Carlee's imagination. Various social media channels were literally flooded with hundreds of posts with everybody analyzing the situation and saying what they thought might have happened to Carlee.
Maybe she had a mental health crisis and was having hallucinations. Maybe it wasn't a toddler on the side of the road. Maybe it was a big doll that they put there.
Her parents came out and they claim that the child was used as bait.
If this child existed, would be the perfect decoy to get a woman to stop.
Meanwhile, there were also others who saw some loopholes in the story and felt the story was not adding up.
This is beyond bizarre. Nobody else saw this toddler walking on the side of the freeway. There seems to be a lot of traffic for nobody to notice a child.
No one has located this kid.
The toddler went into the brush. The abductor had the toddler pull the lady in.
Nevertheless, the police launched a massive search for Carlee Russell, involving helicopters, dogs, drones, and hundreds of officers. The media also picked up the story and broadcasted it nationwide. More than $63,000 was raised during her 2-day search by Crime Stoppers, and they offered that sum as a reward to anybody with information leading to her rescue. The search for Carlee went on for 48 hours. Then, on July 15th, around 10 p.m., Carlee just showed up at her home.
We got a 911 call, came from her residence, which is her parents' house, at 9:45, stating that she was home, and that, of course, our folks got over there as quickly as we could.
I do want to get to some breaking news coming in out of Hoover, Alabama. The 48-hour-long search for Carlee Russell now over after the 25-year-old apparently showed up at her family's home last night. Hoover police providing an update saying Russell has been taken to a hospital as she appeared to be, quote, in shock.
The Alabama woman who vanished after reporting a toddler walking alone on a highway is back home tonight. Police say 25-year-old Carlee Russell is now safe after a massive 2-day search.
Carlee was taken to a UAB hospital for proper medical evaluation the following day. As word got out about her return, most of the people who had been praying for her safety took to their various social media channels to celebrate her return and thank God for her safety.
You guys, Carlee has been found. Carlee has been found safe. Look at her. They found her. I don't know what else happened. I just saw this news. Carlee Russell has been found safe. She is at UAB. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus.
Okay, so we're going to start this video off with good news. Carlee Russell has been found, thankfully.
Describing the moment their daughter first appeared at their front door after her 48 hours of being missing, Carlee Russell's parents expressed the joy they felt after seeing her again.
That moment you all first laid eyes on her again, what was it like?
To me, I mean, just so much joy.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her.
They described their daughter as a fighter and said they knew she would always fight her way back to them.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us.
Do you believe she was fighting for her life?
Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
Yeah, she did make it back.
Carlee later gave a statement to the police narrating her ordeal during her 48 hours of disappearance.
During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler.
She described her abductor as a white male with orange hair and a big bald spot on the back. She revealed that he had a woman with him, but she could only hear her voice and never saw her face. She also said that she could hear a baby crying. At some point, Carlee claimed that she was able to escape from the 18-wheeler, but she didn't go far and was soon recaptured and blindfolded.
She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else.
Carlee claimed that she was eventually able to escape from her captors by running through the woods until she made her way to her neighborhood that evening. However, after several days of thorough investigation, the police made some shocking discoveries about Carlee's activities before and on the day of her alleged kidnap. These discoveries and revelations would now lead to a new twist in this case. First, the Hoover Police Department Chief, Nick Derzies, revealed that Carlee left her job that day at about 8:20 p.m., but while leaving, she stole some items belonging to her employer.
On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure.
It looks like Carlee had other plans all along, because what could she really need all that for if she was planning on going home to meet her family that night? Now remember that none of the items she took from her job were found by the police when they arrived at the scene that night. She took them with her to wherever she was for 48 hours. Secondly, the police chief pointed out that there were no other reports, evidence, or stories that corroborated with Carlee's.
Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate.
The police were also able to establish that Carlee's car covered a distance of 600 yards while she was supposedly following the toddler.
Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child.
But how is it possible for a 3 to 4-year-old toddler in diapers and barefooted to travel the distance of 6 football fields put together without crying, without getting in the roadway or being seen by any other individual on such a busy highway? Maybe he was probably the Usain Bolt of toddlers. Further investigation and analysis of Carlee's cell phone through the Department of State's Secret Service revealed something more interesting.
On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught?" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "Birmingham Bus Station," was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted.
Even though the police were still not able to determine what really happened during those 48 hours of Carlee's disappearance, the investigation so far has ruled out the possibility of an abduction. Her every move before and on the day of her disappearance shows that she planned her every move. This became very clear a few days later after she made a statement through her attorney, Emery Anthony, admitting that everything that had happened in the past few days was all made up by her.
My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident. that this was a single act done by herself.
She went on to apologize to the members of the public who were searching for her, the police department, and her family for what she said was a mistake. This latest development in Carlee's story attracted various kinds of reactions across different social media channels. Some expressed their disappointment in her for pulling such a dangerous stunt on the world. Others made jokes out of the whole situation.
Sorry I'm late. I was on the highway and the baby was running on the highway. Yeah, I know, right? Shit's crazy. So I get out the car, I start chasing the baby. In my mind, I'm like, why you running, baby? That's what I'm thinking, right? But I'm like, what do you do? Because I can't just grab the baby and throw the baby in the car. That's kidnapping.
They better put a fine on that bitch. So if you don't know, you was under a rock. We found out. Carlee was lying. It was all a lie.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Yes, it's a toddler out here on the freeway. Is there any way you can send anybody? Because I'm scared for her. Please, somebody come help.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Even Carlee's ex-boyfriend, who had initially defended her and lashed out on members of the public to consider her mental health and stop bullying her, was also disappointed as he finally admits that her kidnap was a hoax.
Carlee Russell's ex is speaking out after she admits her disappearance was a hoax. In a July 25th Instagram statement, Tamar Latrell Simmons writes, "I was made aware of the false narrative after coming to the defense of my ex, Carlee Russell. Myself and my family's nature was to react in love and genuine concern. We are disgusted from the outcome of this entire situation. I strongly feel exactly like you all, blindsided with Carlee's actions."
Following her statement through her attorney, the Hoover Police Department announced on July 28th that Carlee Russell had turned herself in, and they released a mugshot of her smiling to the camera.
Earlier today, Hoover police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carlee Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case. Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation as the concern grew that a kidnapper was on the loose using a small child as bait.
The Hoover police chief, Derziz, pointed out that Carlee's story opened wounds for families whose loved ones really were victims of kidnappings, some of which even helped organize searches in hopes they could find Carlee alive so that her family would not experience the pain and suffering that they felt when their loved ones never returned home. He then proceeded to announce the charges against Carlee and the possible sentences her offenses carry.
Where she was arrested for the following charges: false reporting to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor, $1,000 bond. Falsely report an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond. Each of these charges carry up to a year in jail and potential fine of $6,000 upon conviction.
While Derziz expressed his regrets that Carlee is only being charged with 2 misdemeanors despite all the panic and disruption her actions caused, he also pointed out that existing laws only allowed the charges that were filed. But he assured the public that he will be contacting the state legislators on behalf of law enforcement in Montgomery and asking them to look at this law applied to these facts and urge them to add an enhancement to current legislation when somebody falsely reports kidnapping or another violent crime. I must say that this is one of the most bizarre and baffling cases I've seen in recent times. It makes me wonder what was going on in Carlee Russell's mind and what led her to pull such a dangerous stunt that wasted so much time and resources that could have been used to help the people who are really missing or kidnapped. How about you? What do you think about this case? Do you think Carlee Russell should face more severe consequences for her actions? Please share your thoughts and feelings with us in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when we next upload new videos.